Right, I think I'm ready. I think I've got everything. Here's my mic working. Yes, it is. Great. Awesome. Good evening. Happy Saturday, and praise be the spiral. Hope you're doing well this evening, guys and girls. So today we get to announce the new competition. So this is what I've got on the screen here now at the moment. Simon says, "Praise be the spiral." That's going to be my new intro from now on. Every time I say that, every time I start. Straight away, Amok's with the gift subs. Cheers, Amok. I raise a bottle of wine to you. Thank you very much, Amok, for the gift subs once again. You're too generous, you really are. Thank you, Amok, for gift subs to Judge Dave, Kelso, Bits and Bites, Kindergarten Kitten. I like that name. And Side B, please. Let me just open this wine first before I crack on with describing anything. So I'm going to go through the competition first before I start the races, just so that everybody's paying attention, because you're all gamble addicts. Hopefully you've had a little bit of time to read the competition rules. Man, the spam is great. I think I need a new sub alert, don't I? Can't time I had one. If anybody's got any suggestions for a sub alert, let me know. Oh yeah, it's I forget which dog it was now. One of Andy's dog's birthdays today. Which one was it? Tell me which one. Jasmine, that's it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, that's the wine opened and breathing. So I've got a bottle of Campo Viejo Rioja Red from 2016. Not a bad year as well. And one of my favourite red wines. This I've not had a red wine for a while, so I thought I'd have some red wine tonight. I'm going to save my my last bottle of Mega 65 wine for next week, I think. So the rules are actually on the screen, but I will go through them all as well. So the competition is quite simple. I will demonstrate very quickly what it looks like when you don't do anything. Actually, that'll be fine. There we go. So I provide a piece of code, and that piece of code will run a program, and that program is a song for your subvid. Okay, let me put that on here. Simon says yes. I'm going to save that. It's a very, very strong possibility. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Anyway, okay. So when you run the code, in fact, when you run the code on its own, as Steps pointed out, this is what happens. You just get a grey screen. And the reason you get a grey screen is because what the code is doing is it's setting up the screen, and then it's calling a function. It turns off the screen, and I'll explain why in a minute. And then calls a function. And if you don't return from that function, it's just going to sit here and do nothing, which is why the screen goes blank. So this is the function that you need to write. You need to write a function at C000 49152 in decimal. It can live between C000 and CFFF and nowhere else. So you've got exactly 4K to work with. And what it needs to do is it needs to take the pattern that's displayed on screen, this pattern, and mirror it horizontally and vertically. It needs to mirror it exactly as well. So if there's a diagonal, the diagonal needs to be the other way on the other side. and that's what your function up at C000 needs to do, right? Obviously, I'm not doing anything. I'm just incrementing and then returning. So this is 6 cycles, and this is 6 cycles. So when I run that, it tells me that that routine took 12 cycles. But obviously, this would fail. If you don't put anything here, then like if you don't put anything there, it will just be a blank screen. So you need to return from this function for it to give you your result. On the night, what will happen is I will take the entries. I'm not going to test any of the entries first. So all these chars, there is a mirrored char of it available in ROM. Yes, so I picked 25 characters, 24 Petsky characters, and a space, basically. So it can be any one of the 24 Petsky characters or a space character. It's only using the lower half. There's no reverse inverse kind of char set above 128 or above. So you will see some of them are easy to mirror. Some of them will be less less easy to mirror. How do you mirror the whole of space? Yeah, so the idea is you need to write a routine that's going to mirror these things. So let me show you what that looks like. Now I have made a version. I'm going to very quickly jump to the middle of it so you can see. Actually, no, I'm not, because you can probably tell what I'm doing. I don't want to give anything away. So what I have done is I've deliberately put a load of knobs in the middle of this. So it's deliberately slow. Because I didn't want to give you guys any clue as to kind of how quickly it can be done in at all. So this is a deliberately slow routine. So you should be aiming to at least beat 160,000 cycles. And what will happen on the night is I will have another version of this program that will have a verification routine in it as well. So as well as giving you the cycle count, it will make the border go green or red. If the border goes green, it's a success. It's a success. If any time the border goes red, that entry is disqualified. So it needs to go green all the time. Then what I will do is I will take the first value on here, write it down, and I'll hold down space for a couple of seconds. I'll release. I'll take that value, and then I'll do it once more until I get 3 values. Then I'll take the average of those 3 values, and that will be your cycle count. So 1, 2, 3. And then I take your cycle count and I multiply it by how many bytes you used in this area. And that will give me a score for you. So the idea is to balance how many bytes you use versus how many cycles you use. It's all in the rules. You can ask questions as much as you want, but yeah, that's kind of the basics of it. You can't change anything in the base code because the base code will be discarded. The only code you should be giving me is your code at C000. I've included an example of how to import your code and the competition code. Yeah, the base code is provided. So you'll see in the base code, you'll see the Petsky symbols that are being used. Down here, tells you exactly what the Petsky symbols are. Yeah, the only other thing the only other clue I will give you is that some of these Petsky symbols have more than one version of it. So, for instance, in fact, I'll show you this. Probably a good thing, Andy. Probably a good thing. Thank you for the bits, Andy. Appreciated. Cheers. Let me just demonstrate. So there's a really good web page here for looking at the Petsky. I'll share that with you guys now. And you'll see in the Petsky table that there is, for instance, this horizontal line here. Is it horizontal line? No. Or is it? Hang on. No, it's the vertical one. See this vertical line here? There is another identical one here. The verification will allow either of these two. So I won't disqualify you for using a slightly different opcode. So if there is a duplicate of that value in the PETSCII, I will allow you to use the duplicate. But other than that, that's the only clues I'm going to give you. I'm not going to give you any more clues. It's down to you to kind of to do your best with it, and not go too insane. Hopefully, the rules are all there. If there's anything else you want clarification on, please ask me. I pinned everything to the challenge page. And good luck. Those vertical lines are identical because they're different on a pair. Ah, okay. Never knew that. Never knew that. Interesting. I did wonder. There's actually there's three in total. I'm not going to tell you what they all are, but there's three characters in total that will be acceptable as because they have two versions of. I'll let you sell in second place solution. And yes, the prize as ever will be one of these. This is actually Jacques Gilles' board. I'm struggling to get the print to work, so that's as good as I can get it again. It's just not working, so I've given up with that because actually the prints I've been doing recently have been falling apart. So now the print's going to be just one color, unfortunately. So those who did get a dual color version, well done. You're the only people that are going to have them, at least for the meantime. And in future, I may do a new design just to make them a bit easier to print because they're a bit awkward to print. But that will be the prize. The prize will be announced. Prize winner will be announced on the 27th, I think it is. Just send your PRGs to me. I only want the code at C000, so make sure you when you're ready to send it me, that's the only bit you compile. I will be using something like this to import your code in, and we will do it all on screen live. So your code will be judged on screen live. Uh, I think it's an interesting enough challenge to kind of keep you busy, give you something to do, and it's interesting optimization challenge because there's plenty of loops in there, plenty of loops, tables, things like that. So there's lots of things to think about when you're optimizing, but it's not so complicated that you're going to be digging around in the internals of kind of what goes on in zero page and on boot up and stack shifting and stuff like that. The scope of it is much smaller. So um, loops and tables, that's two tips. Yeah. I'd be surprised if anybody did this without loops and tables. I'd be very surprised. Can a standard USB keyboard be used with the FPGA board? Yes. It needs to. In fact, it needs to be very, very standard. It needs to be a very basic one. There's a couple. There's a couple of links I think in the Mega 65 channel or in the Git competition channel for different keyboards. The one I use is a K1500 from HP, but apparently they're out of stock everywhere. So I think Andy posted another one as well. You can also plug a Keyrar into them and use a Commodore keyboard if you want to, and the Commodore joysticks as well. Although apparently it's a bit laggy like that, so I don't know how laggy. I haven't tried it, but yeah, pretty much any cheap keyboard will do it. Most cheap keyboards. I wouldn't say any because I did get one that didn't work. But the first one I got just didn't work. So okay, so that's basically the competition. Hope you do well. I look forward to hearing competition in chat to see what cycles everybody's getting. Remember, the competition is not to get the lowest cycles, but to get the lowest uh, score when you multiply the number of cycles you took by the number of bytes you used. Um, and the bytes will be everything. So you want to keep everything together in your PRG because the bytes will be the size of your PRG basically. So make sure when you send me that PRG, it's just from C000 and nowhere else, and that it's you don't put any weird spaces in there. Keep it all compact together because I will be using the PRG sizes as the value. PRG size -2, so I'm going to take the header off. So I'm going to be fair like that. Okay, let me add points to you all. There we go. And I'll start the races and explain what we're going to do tonight. So I did a little bit of level code, well, a level kind of design and a tiny little bit of code. It's all in the Discord, 8-bit hero. If you check in the monthly giveaway channel in Discord, in here, monthly giveaway, you'll see it's all pinned to the top. So you go to pin messages here, and you'll see the different pieces of code. There's a zip file with an example on how to use it, um, and an example showing the pattern at the end. Um, but yeah, it's really interesting. I'm not going to reveal the because I wrote some very very naive code. Didn't really do anything spectacular. It wasn't optimized at all. I just threw it together to prove that the patterns would work. So when somebody beats that in terms of cycles, if they announce it, if they don't want to announce it, that's fine. But if somebody announces a cycle count that beats mine, then I will tell you what my cycle count is. Uh, if I win with 164k, I'll be very disappointed. I've literally put a block of knops in the middle. Like I think it's 64 knops in the middle, so in the middle of my loop. So it better not. If that wins, then you've not been listening for 2 years. I'm sure you guys will beat it. Cool. Right. Yeah. So as I say, I've been doing a little bit of I didn't do very much. I just put a couple of levels in into the into the pick and mix game. But what I want to do tonight is just play through some. I want to, because what I realize is I've just been throwing the levels in and I've not been paying any attention to where they should go, which order they should go in. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to make a note of some values in here. So I'm just going to put a little note up here to say what values I'm going to put in, as I thought it'd be nice to do something other than just make levels tonight. I may put a couple in at the end, but for now I just want to play through what I've got. So enemy count is going to be one. Enemy variation, so how many different types of enemies there are. And I think this is one. And then I think I'm going to give it a difficulty score from 1 to 5. And I'm going to play through as many levels as I can. I honestly think this one that I've got here should be the first level. I'm just going to copy it to the end though as well, so I've got it down there, and you'll see why in a minute. I think it's really well designed for a first level. It's nice and simple. I changed the enemies that spawn in it to all be cola bottles, and then I went in and changed the code for the cola bottle. So when the cola bottle spawns, it can walk either left or right. Before it was just always going left, I think, or something. Um, yes, that's a very good point. If you, I will go over that now, Akmafin. So the other thing is that the code will be run 3 times. So as I showed, I will run the code, press space, and it will run again, and it will run again. So if you use any self mod code, you need to make sure that that code gets reset at the very beginning. So the best way to do it is at the very start of your code block, set up any self mod code, reset any values or whatever that you need to set. So if you're relying on, for instance, I don't know, a value that starts at a certain value and then you keep adding stuff to it, you need to make sure you reset it. Giving all away all the so actually I put it in the rules because I didn't want people to get confused and try it once and think, this is working. You need to be able to press space multiple times for it to work. Don't worry about the cycle counter running out of space. It will count. It's a 32-bit cycle counter, so you would need to use 4 billion cycles for it to run out. So but yeah, this is the whole point, as Zach McFinn point now. The whole point is to give you a limited area of memory. This is kind of what you would expect if you were working on um, a game in tandem with somebody, and you were tasked with writing a routine to do something like a scroll routine or something like that. They would say, "Okay, I can give you." The main coder would say, "I can give you 4 kilobytes. So this is what I've given you to do this, but I need it to be as fast as possible." Um, if you can make it faster, a little tiny bit slower, but in less code, that's fine. So it's an optimization balance task. You have no control over the code that calls your code. You only have control over how often it does. Oh, the other thing that happens is I said the screen goes blank. The reason it goes blank is I actually disable the screen. There's a raster. It waits for the raster to reach the bottom of the screen, and then it disables the screen. And the reason it's doing that is to turn off bad lines, because otherwise um, you could gain a performance improvement by doing as much of it in the border as possible. And I didn't want that to be an advantage. So everybody has the same no bad line. So there's nothing to slow down your code. There's no interrupting your the Vic fetch is not going to interrupt your code and steal cycles from you. So that's why the screen goes blank. So you need to be aware of that as well. Don't turn that screen back on unless you need to debug. If you want to debug, you can turn it back on, but just bear in mind that if you debug, turn it back off again, because you will lose cycles if you don't. So, but you may want to like run it in the debugger and see it drawing things or something. I don't know. You might want to. I'm going to 4.01 billion, so the counter will be set. Well, actually, it's like 4.13. It's whatever the 32-bit maximum number is. It can count up to that. There's also in that routine, there's in that base code, there's probably there's one routine in there which is probably quite useful for people as well. Which is there is a 32-bit number to ASCII conversion, which will take a 32-bit number and output it as a string of ASCII digits. Quite a useful routine. I did spend about half an hour, 45 minutes writing that. So if you want to use it, feel free. It's a nice one, I think. Sending code for a 1541 to process would be cheating the cycles count. Um, it would, and I will not be using a 1541, so I won't be testing with a 1541 attached. So in fact, I will disable that just in case. It's a good point. Okay. Anyway, um, I'll leave that with you now. I'm not going to say anything else now, but it'd be interesting to see what you come up with. So if you please post your progress as you go. You've got three weeks. I think there's plenty of time. Please don't lose sleep over it. It's not the spiral. It's not worth it. Right, let's stick all these levels in now. So at the moment we just got 3 levels in here, but I'm going to stick all of these levels in now. And then we're going to go through and add these values in for each one. And make any notes that I need to make about things that need to change. I'll do the changes all at the end. But I will make some notes if I need to change anything. It's time to start play testing this and sorting things out. The other thing we should probably try and do is make sure that the background colors are different every time. So I'm actually going to put BG color in here. The reason for that is you don't really want to go into another level, and you either want the levels to all look the same up to a certain point and then change to a different color, or you want them to be different every time. I think I'm going to go with different every time because I think it's going to be easier to handle that. Um, thanks for the links as well. Yeah, uh, there probably won't be a T-shirt of this one. The spiral was a special case, I think. I've not got my spiral T-shirt actually. What I've done with that. Okay, let's just add a load of these in there. So we're going to do this till around about 12:30, or we'll do it till 12 o'clock, I think, and then at 12 o'clock I'll switch over to the Mega 65, and we'll continue with the animation manager. So tonight, what I want to do is add some macros in to make it easy to set up and run animations instead of having to repeat the code all the time. Just a nice macro that you can use to do it for you. Take care, 8-Bit Hero, and good luck if you do the challenge as well. The challenge, of course, is open to everybody. The only stipulation is that if you do win, if you do win and you have already won one, so that would be Andy, Crazy UK, or Monsters Go Boom because Carl donated it, then you will see. I don't know what to do here. Do I stop those? I don't want to. I don't want to give you a reason not to win. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to enter, but you have to donate the. You don't have to donate the prize to someone else. So you can either donate it to second place, or if you no, actually, I'll just give it to second place. I think that's fair. I think it would be kind of unfair if the same person kept winning all the time and just donating to things. So I think second place is fine. So sorry if you win and you've already won, you don't do anything. It just goes to second place. You just get bragging rights. I was going to allow you to pick, but I don't think that's fair. You can't give to second place. That's always you. Are you using Vice with NetPlay enabled? No, but do you seriously think that you can get a result back and read the result back in less than 160,000 cycles? I don't think so. Do I need another board for a I've got another one coming next week. How many boards have you got, Five Sprites? It's crazy. I've got another one coming. I've got so I've got the one to give out to Jolt, which I'm going to post next week. Thank you for the follow, Ingvev. So I'm going to post that one out this week. I've got one to give to Stoker, which is my own board, which is a Nexus 4, not a Nexus A7. So I'm going to post that one out as soon as I get the cases worked out. And then I've got another one coming in the post from Mouser this week, hopefully, which is this month's price. So at the moment, I don't need one. But do you not fancy doing some Mega 65 dev yourself, Five Sprites? You're optimizing code size instead. Yeah, so Andy's just put a poll, put a top up there. Or I don't know where it is actually on your screen, so I guess it's over there. Just let him know if you're going to enter the competition or not. Because I'd like to know that as well. I will be trying to keep track of how many people are entering it, because I would like a decent amount of people to enter. And if we don't get enough, I'll start advertising it a little bit more on Twitter and stuff. But I'm hoping it's not too complicated for people. It should be relatively simple. It didn't take me that long to write a solution for it. To be honest, it maybe took me 20 minutes or something to write, 20 minutes, half an hour to write a solution for it. But obviously the optimization takes longer than that. So hey Judge Dave, how are we doing? I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. No, but need a maybe option. Okay, well, I'd say if anybody has any further questions for it, please let me know. I'll try and answer as much as I can. The only thing I'm not going to do is give you. I'm not going to give you solutions, but I will answer any kind of questions around the quiz that you might have. So, thanks for the gift sub, Andy, to Old School Coder. Thank you very much. Right, let's have a glass of wine. It's been going for 40 minutes or so. So this is my favorite red. This is Campo Viejo Rioja. Really, really nice. I do prefer a slightly older year than this, but 2016 is still good. Uh, Thank you for the bits, 5 sprites. Appreciated. Where's my? There we go. Cheers. Yeah, it's very good wine. Very, very good wine. It's awesome with food. It's got a really, really nice tanniny aftertaste as well. But it does have to be. It does have to be about 5 years, 4 or 5 years old, or else it's not quite. It's a bit too tarty if it's younger than that. Okay. All right. So I've got all the levels in. So let's give this a try. So what I'm looking for is these things here. So I'm going to actually write these down on. Now, enemy count is something I'm going to struggle to actually work out while I'm playing it. So I'm going to look that up later. But what I'm interested in is difficulty and background color. In fact, the only one I really need to kind of grab out of the game itself is the difficulty. Tonight's one is Birch Tree 2009 Hungary. White wine. Okay. Okay, cool. So 5 people here say they could enter. I think there's a couple of maybes as well, and only 9 people answered, and 2 of those people said they'll come second. So that's 7 out of 9. That's not bad. That's what 65% ish, or more actually. Sorry, 70 something percent. 70, 71 and a third percent roughly. But yeah, sorry to answer your question about the about the board. I don't need one yet, but of course, if you want to donate one, that's absolutely fine. I would definitely always take one. You've already donated like 3 though. You're mad. Or 4. I can't even remember how many it is. You donated a lot anyway. How to do a nice fake Campo Viejo. Oh, okay. I might try that out. I got this because it was quite cheap. It was like £8 at the supermarket, which is usually it's usually a lot more than that. But it was cheap tonight. So, um, Alcanius, thank you for the follow. Appreciated. Right, let's get this game going and let's see what we come up with. So you'll see why I like this first level. So I'm going to stand here, but you'll see the reason I like this is because every single spot of the ground is taken just by cola bottles. Um, with no exceptions. Every single area is taken. Oh, I need to give myself infinite lives as well, or else it's going to take forever. So it makes for an interesting level, interesting start level because it's firstly it's symmetrical. It's nice and symmetrical, which makes for a nice initial level. It's just one enemy type, which makes for a nice learning curve. You only have to learn how to destroy one enemy. It's fairly easy to walk around. It's nice and open. It's not too closed in. It's pretty good. So yeah, that's how. Right, let me give myself 255 lives. I'll give myself 128. I can't remember how I do the thing, but the reason I haven't removed it is because I've just got the entire HVSC collection. I don't filter anything out of there at all. Okay, so this is the player. Let me find the lives. So here we go. So I'm going to give myself 7 F lives. So that's 127 lives. I shouldn't use all of those. But anyway, I think this first level is probably a winner in terms of. I'm going to open the editor as well so I can go through things in the editor at the same time. I think it's probably a winner in terms of the first level. So I'm trying to keep a record of all the levels that I've used. I know Cement Factory's next, and I can't remember if I changed this. Hopefully I did. It looks like I'd need to anyway, but it's the second level in the list, so I'm hoping it's been changed. Okay, so the background on the first level was actually, let's give these the right numbers. This is actually 22. Okay. So the enemy count is 10. The variety is 1. There's only one type of enemy. Difficulty, I'm going to put it at a 1. I think it's quite simple. It's nice and predictable. Background is blue. Okay. So that would look like this. And then I can use these values to work out which order to put things in, basically. What happened to the other game you were doing during the week? Checkanoid. I do that on Thursdays. So I work on 4 games at once, basically. It's chaos. Saturdays I work on this game, and on Thursdays I do Checkanoid. Tuesday I do Game Boy, and then the Mega 65 game, which has just started. Really, I kind of do in and out of various streams. And I'm not doing Creatures 3. Hey, Jez Dukes, how you doing? Well. All right, let's go through. So let's try and play through as much of this as we can now, and take a look at these other levels. Okay, so I need to complete this level. So it should be pretty easy, this level. If it's less than super easy, then I'm going to have to make a note of it, obviously. But I think it should be relatively simple. I mean, there's a little bit more shuffling around maybe than you would expect. So I might change this to a 2. God, that yeah, it's actually not that easy. So I might put it as a 3 actually. I'll put it as a 2 because I don't know how hard they're going to get. So there we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to change the difficulty to 2 because it isn't quite as easy as it could be. Do you win if you do a spiral in less than 51 cycles? Well, you can test the cycle count quite simply. Oh, what is this? This is not the same. Wait, what? Hang on. This is not the level I thought it was. Oh, yes, it is. This is. Oh, yeah. This is this level, but changed. All right. Okay, so this has got a grey background. I don't know which grey that is. I'm just going to put grey. I'm going to put G for grey because any grey is kind of. And now I need to count the enemies as they come out. It looks like there's going to be 8, but I don't know. So I need to count the enemies and the variations of them as well. So it looks like there's 4 enemies on the screen right now. 5, 6. Okay. 7, 8, 9. It's like 9 enemies so far. Damn it. Yeah, not 9 enemies, I think, on that one, unless I miscounted. I'm going to put that as difficulty 2 as well. But enemy variations, there were 2 different enemies, 9. Okay. So that is this one here. I'm just going to make sure I put these values in as I go along so I don't forget. So 9, enemy variation 2, difficulty 2, and grey, G for grey. Okay, Chucky Minor. See, a bit later on, I start actually saving the levels properly. See, this is quite a difficult level, I think. Any motivation, please post your cycle counts already. Yeah, I think once people do start posting their cycle counts, it will become really obvious kind of what your goals should be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies, 3 types, 5 enemies, 3 types so far. Oh no, 5 enemies. Yeah, 5 enemies, 3 types. 6 enemies, 3 types. This is hard though, this level. Seven enemies, 3 types. 8, 9 enemies, 3 types. Okay. Am I supposed to get those ones? I'm kind of losing track of how many enemies there are here, but it's definitely not the number we saw on that list. So I'm going to say there's only 3 enemy types, but I think there's like 15 enemies so far. Oh, wow, it's a lot on this one. 16, 17, still only 3 though. This is going to be a difficulty 4, I think. Actually, I'm going to put this as difficulty 5. I don't think it's going to get much harder than that. Okay, so I'm going to put 20 enemies, enemy variation 3. I'm going to put difficulty 5. What color was the background then? I didn't. Fuck, I didn't see what color the background was. What color was the background of that level? Blue. All right, cool. Thank you. Okay, so that goes in here. So that's a hard level. Okay, Donkey Kong. Let's take a look at that one. Okay, yeah, this has been changed as well. So, damn, I wish I'd saved out all the levels properly. So this is light blue. So 14. So it's 5 jelly beans so far. So 5, 1. 1 being the variation, the number of unique enemies. 6. 7, 8. Alright, it's gonna be 10, isn't it? Yes. So the reason it falls off is to give your opponent a chance to steal it off you. So this is relatively difficult. I mean, it's not super difficult, but um, the fact that they run across the platforms the way they do make them a difficult target, and also there's a lot of them as well. So light blue, thank you. Ah, yeah, this is actually more difficult than it looks. And the problem is when you jump off here, you've got no way of throwing at that point. So it feels like this level's broken. There were two power-ups there to switch, but it only did it once. Well, it would have started midway through the first one. So if I landed on them at the same time, it would have yeah, it would have done it once. That's right. That's what it would have done, because it would have started doing it, and then the other one would have taken priority, and it would have done the same thing. So there would have been a small area at the top of the screen where it would have been affected twice, but then the other one would have caught it. So there's a problem on this level, which is this platform here prevents you from shooting. So, for instance, this guy down here, who shouldn't be that color, by the way. So there's another bug. Stun color bug, right? He should be red again now, and he's not. Make a list down here of bugs. So this is map 2. So these platforms, you'll see if I jump down, I can't shoot him because the thing's in the way. So, damn it. It did actually get him that time. But if he's far away, I can't hit him. See, look. So I either need a way to get off here, or I need to raise this one up a little bit. So I'll probably just raise this one up and maybe that one as well. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, so we need to rework number 2. I'm going to put rework in here. So this is my rework list. Okay, so let's just complete it and go on to the next one. I'm not going to put a score in for that just yet. Yeah, he does. He runs at you, which is pain in the ass. It's what makes them quite hard, especially on platforms like this when you can't get underneath. But yeah, if you're close enough to them and they can see you, then they will run at you. I think this level might need a redesign, or maybe even I don't want to say ditching, because it's not a bad level. It's just it might need some adjustment, I think. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 types of 4 enemies, 2 power-ups. No, that's not right. It's 3 enemies, isn't it? Yeah, 3 enemies, because there can only ever be 5 on the screen. So Lancashire's surprisingly close. Surprisingly close. So yeah, I've been in London for 10 years. I lived in Oxford for about a few years before that. But yeah, I grew up in North Manchester on the border with Lancashire. So I grew up in a town called Radcliffe near Bury. People will probably know Bury from the football team, which is just 10 minutes away from Lancashire, basically. In fact, I think Bury might actually be Lancashire. Let me check, actually. I think Bury is counted as Lancashire. No, it's Greater Manchester. It's historically part of Lancashire, but yeah, right on the border, basically. Yeah, Bury. So I went to school in Bury. Uh, but yeah, I'm more kind of North Manchester than the South Manchester accent. So my Mancunian accent isn't like a Salford accent. It's more. You're right. It's more kind of Lancashire accent. Okay. I'm not counting the enemies on this screen, but it doesn't seem like there's that many actually because it's not spawning anymore. So this is not many enemies, but difficult by the looks of things. Wrong side of the hill. Yeah, yeah. So I feel like this needs a rework as well. It's a bit claustrophobic, this level. So I am going to note down the stuff about it. So it was quite a small level in terms of map 3. Okay, it's quite a small level in terms of what's going on it, but I think it does need a rework a little bit. I'm going to put a star next because it doesn't need much, but it does need something. Enemy variation. There was 2. The background is green, and the difficulty. I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at a 3 because I didn't lose many lives on it, but ashamed of the fact. I think I saw an article the other day that said Doncaster is the most depressing. Was voted the most depressing town in the UK, most depressing large town in the UK. Hang on, Doncaster voted. Oh no, Doncaster voted most. Was it depressing? Was it depressing or? Oh no, top 10 worst towns. That's it. um, Peterborough came number 1, then Huddersfield, then Rochdale, which I completely agree with. Rochdale, the nice area of Rochdale is nice, but then the bad area of Rochdale is just awful. It's such a shithole, such a shame. Um, Doncaster, Doncaster came 4th, then Hull, then Rotherham, Blackpool, Castleford, Oldham. You notice the thing they all have in common here is they're all up north. Just goes to show, doesn't it? So yeah, I've marked that one down as a rework because I think it's a bit cramped there. I'm going to write cramped next to it so I know. John Malcolm, Peter Blackpool, Rock, Stone, Goblin, John Raw, Vegetable. What? Blackpool Rock. Oh, I do like a bit of Blackpool Rock. I mean, it's fucking just a block of sugar, but it's kind of nice. Okay, this is a nice level. I like the look of this one. So 3 enemies, 3 enemy types so far. Let's keep a count of this one. Let's try and get all the flying ones out of the way. Okay, so it's 5, and the cola bottles here get stuck though. That's the thing, but that's not a bad thing though. That's for early levels that can be kind of a positive thing. 6, 7, 8. Okay. And there's a lot of flyers on this one. Flyers make it less than easy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the enemy count variation. I'm just going to play through them, give them difficulty rating because it's going to take me too long to count that bit. So I'm going to leave that till last, and I'll actually just put some values in the game somewhere so it can count them for me, and I don't have to test. So I'm going to give that a difficulty of 2. I think it's got some flyers, so it's not the easiest in the world. This is another grey. Okay, lots of flyers on this one. Oh, it's this mix. I like this song so much. Medley. It's a really good medley. Also, why am I only getting yin yangs? Have I think I've fixed the power ups, haven't I? I'm just gonna do something in a sec because I want all the different power ups as well. So power up. There we go, and then I'll just turn off the first couple of levels. So where did I get to? This one I got to. Okay. Probably working on his code, yeah. It'd be interesting to see what people come up with. I'm really looking forward to seeing the challenge. Okay. It's 1, 2, 4. I watched the last episode of One Division last night. Gutted now. Gotta wait. Hey, Fry. Welcome. Oh, that's an interesting thing. You can jump up through this wall, but you can't jump that way through it, but you can jump up through it. So this needs a rework. It's got to keep an eye out for things like that. Okay, difficulty wise, I'm going to give it a 2 again. I don't think it's too difficult. But it does need a fix down there to stop you jumping up through that wall. Somehow. I'm not sure how you would do that. Because you are supposed to be able to jump up through the walls, that's fine. And you are supposed to be able to move. But this is kind of against the kind of spirit of what it's supposed to let you do. The fact I can't jump through the wall there. But I can jump through it this way. Okay. So it's a rework. 5. I'm just going to put wall jump. Difficulty, going to give it a 2. Whoops. 2, and it's a grey, right? Oh. I'm not sure why it's done that, but okay. High-res bug on door. High-res sprite bug. Interesting. I wonder if it's to do with going off the bottom. No. Oh my god, how are you supposed to get over there? Hmm. Yeah, it lost multicolor. That's one to fix. Seems like there's a lot of little bugs in this we need to fix. So, okay, this is a light grey. I really don't like that light grey. That looks awful. Um, just check the map version. So, according to this, we should be on this one, honeycomb. I guess it's all right. It's kind of bright, but it's fine. It's acceptable. Okay, let's see another bug. So, when frozen enemies um, only flash if not stunned. So I think what I'll probably do is do a few more levels through the week again, and then next week we'll fix some of these bugs as well. Poor Shallow needs to be able to play them all. Yeah. Why did the Charlie's multicolor? I have no idea. And that's what I need to work out. Hope the next game is it definitely wouldn't be programming for the ST. That's for sure. Okay, this is relatively simple. The colors on this one find a little bit weird, but I suppose I can deal with them. I think it's the red rather than the rather than the light grey. Okay, difficulty. Gonna give it a 2 again. Everything's pretty much a 2 at the moment. I'm not finding anything that's like super simple. Okay, this one is called. Oh, this is one of my levels. This is probably awful. Didn't give it a name either. Light grey. Yeah, I got that. In fact, I'll put light grey on there because it was very light grey, wasn't it? Thank you, Warlock. Only real hardcore coders can do ST code. Hardcore idiots. How come the platform was color cyclist map? How come the platform was color cyclist map, not on this map? Um, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. This is all right actually. I remember doing this one. I did put a tiny bit of effort into this. Oh, that's an interesting point. The power ups. I can't get the power ups, so it's just a lost power up down there. Thankfully, you don't need the power ups to finish the levels. So, ah, oh my god! Oh, because you have to go that way. Damn it! That was a good save. Uh, not difficult, but it has got the marshmallows in, so I'm going to give it a 3, and that was an orange background, so I hate that. Oh, the color cycling on the oh god, this that. See, I'm not sure whether this should be on here or not. In fact, I'm gonna say I'm gonna remove this one because I don't think that there's no other level like it. So either it's going to be a really hard level at the end just because of the complexity of trying to catch everything as it falls down. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this level. I'm going to put a rework on it. So this is level 8. It's because of the infinite fall. I don't think we should have infinite falling in it. Yeah, let's try and finish it though. It stops when you stay. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Hey, Chromus, how you doing? I put that one down as a rework because I think it definitely needs it. Okay, so we're on to zigzag levels now. And this one here. So it should say level. It says level 4. Oh, it's because I started again from the beginning. Then I started from here. Yeah, so it's fine. Yeah, such a good sleep. Good, good. Okay, this is a nice looking level. I like the color scheme on this one. It needs a platform fix there. Tiny, tiny bug on it. I'm just gonna. In fact, if I have this one, I'm gonna fix this now and just fix it. So this is it's called no name. Okay, that doesn't help really, does it? So that would be probably this one. Yeah, all right, cool. So it's a light blue background. Uh, 2, 3, 5, and 8. Okay, so. Oh man, a lot of reworking and stuff. Okay, so I want to fix the corner of this platform here, which needs this bit here. It was just misplaced. Oh, the platforms up there have been fixed as well, so I need to make them the same. Also, the enemies look completely different as well. So, wait, how many enemies are there? There's not many enemies on this one. Must have only been 5. Okay, color bottles and jelly beans on this one. All right. No, it has got everything. I think this would benefit from only having jelly beans and cola bottles on it. So I'm actually going to change this level. So I'm going to do that now from this one. So let's get rid of all of these. So the only platform I can see being an issue is this one here. Because you can stand on this platform and never get hit by a cola bottle or a jelly bean. So I'm thinking we just add marshmallows in. So one marshmallow in every run. So the first thing that will spawn will be a marshmallow. Then like that, marshmallow. Actually, let's do it the other way this time. Like that. And then a thing. And then two marshmallows, two jelly beans, two color balls. But let's do them. There we go. This is map 9. I'm going to put that as 2. Okay, cool. Let's complete the level now. Vaders. SP175. Whoops. Okay. Hang on, did I actually save that level out? Export. Yeah, there we go. Right. But for one minute, I shouldn't be trying to load every level. I need to play it first. Okay, looks wise, this is kind of a nice looking level. It's a dark blue background. Playability wise, yeah. I'm not sure in terms of difficulty. I feel like everything's going to end up being a freaking 2. It's actually a lot harder this game than I think. I'm just terrible at it. I'm sure somebody else would do much better at it, but I suck at it. Oh, did I see right then that the okay crown and switch crown on press? I'm swore I'd fixed that. Oh, shinies, yeah. Play all the levels and rate them. Yeah, this is tedious, but at least I get to do it on stream. I get to share the pain with you guys. Okay, I like that level. That's a nice level. Oh, I didn't rate it in terms of difficulty. I'm gonna give it a 2 again. most of the levels are going to end up being twos, but if they are, I need to put them in the middle somewhere. So this is another grey background. Oops, do that. And then I need to check. Oh, I should turn that off in case that causes me any issues. Also checking here. Oh yeah, the name. So this is 11. So this is zigzag. Let's put the numbers next to these so I know. There we go. I knew there was another one. 8. Okay, so runs zigzags the second level here. Okay, layout's nice. Not too complicated. This platform seems pretty safe unless there's flyers. So okay, there's those bloody things. They're quite evil. Those things. Come on, you shit. There you are. It's gonna go off. God, those blue things are a nightmare. Okay, this is definitely a 4, just because there's a lot going on this level. Shitbag. Yeah, I'm gonna put that as a difficulty 4. I think that was a tricky level, but seemed all right. I must know the levels with my eyes closed. No, because they've all been submitted by the viewers. Yeah, which is unfortunately why I need to play them all. Okay, I think I'm going to change the color variation on this one. So you notice here under the switch it's wrong. So I'm just going to rework this to have a better color variation. So this is just double toe. Which I can do now, actually. Hopefully it's saved. I can't remember when I started saving them properly. So it is this one here. So it should be zigzag 3. Yeah, cool. All right. Oh, yeah. Enemies are wrong. So yeah, I wasn't saving the enemies, saving the levels. Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's just play through it and see what it's like. I can rework it at a late date. So oh, you shitter. fairly nice level. It's a little bit hectic. I feel like simplifying this. I might actually do this one now, actually, because I don't remember what the enemy types are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify this level to make it a potential level 1, because I think the layout's pretty good. But there's too much going on with the enemy type, so I want to change the enemy types to just be 1 or 2 types of enemies. So I'm trying to you need to try and kind of introduce the player to various kind of enemy mechanics slowly rather than all at once. So I think I may have to rework the enemies on many of these levels, but let's do this one now. Um, so first of all, it's a green background, so because that definitely works. I think I'd like to maybe change the highlight color though to uh, a light gray or a white, so that it no, light gray, so that it highlights these properly. Uh, yeah, I think I will. I think I will use. Um, I think I will watch the VOD. Green background, not the best for this. How many have been submitted? Well, I've got 24. Well, actually, it's 23. Because I duplicate one here for testing, and then I've got a few that I haven't put in yet. So probably got about 30 levels altogether. Because what I did was release this editor. In fact, it's still available in my channel if anybody wants to make more levels. The editor is available in the channel, and you can still submit. There's still time. Okay, so first of all, let's sort these patterns out. Let's alternate these a little bit. So at the moment, you can see. Actually, yeah, let's change the background color. What color? Purple's not been used very much, has it? So orange hasn't been used very much. Yeah, purple. Let's go with purple. There hasn't been a purple for a while. In fact, there hasn't been a purple at all yet. So let's make it work. Okay, now we need to find the bottom pieces. So let's alternate ends here. So alternate ends will have that color on. That one. Yeah, just kind of mix it up a little bit. And a few end pieces. Cool. Right, enemies wise. So let's take a look at how the enemies will move on this level. So, as I say, always start with cola bottles as a first start, because that gives the best impression of what's going on. So, thanks for the follow, Repishipi. Like the name, and thank you very much. Cheers. Orange looked nice. Yeah, orange does look nice, actually. It stands out better than the purple, doesn't it? All right, let's go with the orange, because there wasn't many oranges either. I think we've had one orange. Everything's either been grey or blue. But yeah, orange does look really good. I like that color. Hey guys, good evening. Ooh, that wine give me shivers then. Ooh. Okay, so checking a cola bottle. Okay, so we'll start at the topmost pipe. This one, so it would go. So this entire platform gets covered. Then on this one, this entire platform gets, so any platform with a pipe on it gets covered. So this platform here, this platform, this platform, this platform, this platform. So the next thing is, do the platforms next and get covered. So only half of this one, all of this one, all of this one. No, Yeah, all of this. No, hang on. Dum 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 dum. See it? No, this would be. So this potentially would never get hit. Oh no, it would. Okay, so yeah, this isn't a bad level actually. The only safe spot is this bit here, and the right hand side of this platform, which I'm fine with. I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm actually going to try and make this a very very simple level. Um, so I'm just going to put 5 color bottles in it. That simple. So this becomes a level 1 basically. Um, so I'm going to put difficulty 1 in here, and I'm actually going to put the enemy count in now. Might as well. No power up, no anything. Just five enemies, nice and quick. I forgot which one this was now. This is Zigzag 3. Where he went from that difficult. I'm just writing it down on the sheet of paper. So what I'm doing for now is just kind of get a feel for the levels, so that I know kind of what order to put them in. So the things that are going to count are the enemy variation on the level, but I'm gonna grab the enemy count and the variation later. Um, because what I think I need to do is not only get how many different enemies there are, but what enemies they are. Because the simplest enemy to understand and to deal with, actually, the simplest one is probably this one, the bear. So I need to put that in a few levels as well. But the bear and the cola bottle are very similar. The only difference is that the cola bottle will drop off a platform onto a lower platform, whereas the bear won't. Um, but that I want to kind of introduce the player to the mechanics by just showing those ones first. Um, the jelly bean is a bit tricky because the jelly bean runs at you, so that makes it a little bit harder. But that can be like the next thing that gets introduced, an enemy that runs at you like that. And then you start getting the flying enemies and the kind of nightmarish enemies like this guy, the gumball and the marshmallow. These are a nightmare, these two, because the marshmallow can jump really high and slam down very quickly, and this guy's just super fast and very unpredictable. You don't quite know what he's going to do next. So I want to introduce the mechanics a bit like that. I don't just want to randomly put the levels together. I want to kind of introduce a curve to them. So I have to do a bit of work on this through the week at some point, but that's fine. I try and do as much as I can on. There's no huge rush to get this game out. I would have liked to have got it out before Christmas, but it was becoming very obvious that wasn't going to happen. So now I'm just in the mindset that as long as I'm working a bit on it each week, that's absolutely fine. It will come out when it's ready. There's still plenty of projects that I'm working on. The Game Boy game is probably going to be the next game to come out. Almost certainly. I want to try and get pre-orders in at the end of this month, hopefully. Um, okay, so I can't remember if I exported that. So let me export it again. I think I did. Yeah, it looks like I did. Looking at the time on that. Okay, so that's that level. Right, let's go on to the next level. Tetris song is 26. Who requested this? Oh god. It is a good song though. That's the thing. It's not a bad song with it. Okay, so for instance, this is one with jelly beans on, and if this is just jelly beans, this could be a good second level. So let me just take a quick look at this in the editor, see if it matches. Because there was a point at which I started saving them um, back into the original files. Because at first, what I was doing, I was just kind of loading them up, editing them, exporting them, and then that was it. whereas what I should have been doing was saving the source file so I can go and edit them again. So okay, so this has got four. Well, there's only 4 pipes, 4 jelly beans. Okay, I like this. I like the idea of this level though. It's set. It would be good if the occasional cola bottle drop down. So I'm gonna keep this level design as it is, but I'm gonna change the enemies. The green background's kind of all right here, so we'll keep the green background. I'm going to try and make this a difficulty 1, and I'm going to do that by not adding very much to it. What I'm going to do is just 3 and a cola bottle, and then a power up, and then 2 cola bottles. Yeah, I'll do. So this is zigzag 4. So I'm going to try and keep that a difficulty 1. So I don't know how difficult this is now, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quit out and just go back to here. So I'm trying to load in. I want to test these 2 levels again just to see if those changes work. So 13, 14, I'm starting at. Okay. We'll get there in the end with this game. I was thinking somebody mentioned how long did they think Checkanoid? How long did I think Checkanoid would take to finish? And I was thinking about it the other night, and I was thinking actually it's not that bad. I was thinking about it last night, and it's not that bad. It's if I can get the map stuff, it's really not going to be that far away. Do you know what the problem is here? This color palette is awful. This is not a normal color palette. No, it looks too. Let me get to that safe spot. Okay. Heidi requested Sid. Have you found it? So I don't know where the chat is. I think it's kind of down there. So if you look at the bottom of the chat, there's like a little purple bubble just underneath where you type the message in. If you click that, then you would have you will have a menu with various options in it, and one of them is a request a SID or request a SID tune. And then you just type it. Either it's best to type. Well, actually, the easiest way is to type the full path to the tune from Deep SID. That's difficult. Well, it's not difficult, but it's more kind of much more of a pain to get. The next best thing is to type the artist name in and the tune name, because it will do a best search. It doesn't give you a list. You just have to work it out. Oh, it might not be on the phone app. I know people have had problems with the phone app before. You can probably force an update of the app, and it might appear when you do that. I know there's been some people haven't seen it on the app for some reason. Okay, let's find a decent. Oh my god, some of these are horrible. Actually, that's pretty good. That versus. Oh no, actually, it's not, is it? That's fucking awful. That's Spectrum. I'm gonna go with that. Patoing. That's kind of okay. Uh, yeah, the community colors seem very bright though, and they don't seem much different to Commodore, to be honest. So this is community colors, and Commodore is that one. In fact, Commodore is just a less kind of bright version of it. But I'm trying to pick something that would look like a PAL machine, and I think that's probably closer to what you see on a PAL, which kind of, why is it doing that? Just kind of matches what we see up there with it, although that's like too dark, but I think that's all right. Yeah, they've got an RGB one. Look at that. I mean, that's just spectrum. That's awful. When a spectrum user complains about the browns on a C64, what they're really saying is they're jealous that we have subtle shades of color, which is subtle is not a word. Um, not a word you hear at all, or you think of at all when you think of. Oh, that didn't. I don't think that found one. Let me do that for you. You don't need to type .sid on the end either. Let me try and cue that up for you. Fire fan by Mitch and Dane, apparently. Let me know if it's the right one when it comes on. If it's not, I'll try and find it again for you. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of a decent first level, I think, because it's pretty easy to work with. It's relatively easy to see where things are going to go. Teaches you the mechanics quite quickly. Things do drop down, so you have to pay a bit of attention, but it's not too complicated, and the level's fairly accessible everywhere. So this works well as a first level, which is what I think it would be. Either this or the next one. So this one has got a bit more on it. Yeah, those colours are much better, by the way. It makes the green less gaudy as well. So at this point, you want to be on this platform and kind of look out for the cola bottles. And then, yeah, so this is actually teaching you quite quickly to the mechanics of the levels, the mechanics of the enemies, sorry. It's not too in your face, still quite simple. Only 2 enemy types you need to deal with. Yeah, okay, that's good. I like that. That'll do. That's annoying. That crown on the Switch is annoying. I need to work that out. Ah, okay. Yeah, so Acmefin's just posted a link. So if you go to that link, you can find all the SIDs that I'm playing. If you find the tune that you want, you can copy the path for the tune. Uh, um, you should see when you click on the play SID, there's like a request a SID tune. There's an example of what the path looks like. It'd be like it says games g-l luna.sid. That's the only time you need to put the .sid in. If you put in the whole path in. But even then, you don't need to put the whole path in either. You can put a partial part of the path. Obviously, you need the part with the name in. So it's a little bit finicky because I had to make it work with what to give one result. So thank you for the follow, Hugh Maxwell. Appreciated. Yeah, I had to find a way to search through 50,000 tunes and return a single result without ever giving the user the choice. It was not an easy task, to say the least. Okay, so those two look absolutely fine then. So now we're on Zigzag 5. Save this level, make sure it's saved properly. Was already saved, but let's. See, look, I've lots and lots of cola bottles and a few jumpers in here. So this is. It looks like I started saving them at this point, which is a relief. So I think this is probably going to be a difficulty 2, but it looks like an earlier round one because there's only, well, there's 3 other enemy types in here. Let's play it and have a look. Oh, damn it! Of course, you've got to not suck. The problem is despite having made the game, I still suck at it. I think once we get the level order right, I'm going to set up some 2-player sessions over Hamachi and try this out because this is essentially a 2-player game primarily. So it would be good to know how it feels to play it in 2 players. Hopefully, it plays well. I mean, it should do. I think. I think we've done enough to make it feel competitive. Oh, damn you! Give you enough reasons to kind of want to beat the opponent. Um, ooh, that thing's fast. Yeah, this is not a 1. This is definitely a 2 or maybe even a 3 actually, because there's a lot going on this. Yeah, this is a 3. Anytime those blue things are on the screen, it's a 3. So at the minimum, especially when they've got this much space to run around. Nice. There we go. Got the bugger. Oh, what was that doing? That enemy freaked out a bit then when he hit the ground. I think I might have picked something up which made him. Oh, damn it. Yeah, you can color the platforms. So um, in 1-player mode, all they really do is give you a little bit of a bonus when you hit the end. So you see, I've colored. Uh, it counts in characters. So you've got like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. About 35 platforms colored there. So when I go through here, you should see a bonus at the end. Yeah. Tagged areas basically. But the cool thing, this is another reason the 2-player is competitive, is in 2-player mode you've got your own color. So and there's a power up which switches the color to the other player, but also they give you a bonus when you stand on them as well. Uh, oh, the on the platform. No, well, the color cycle. Yeah, the color cycle will mess that up here, but it just doesn't count once you get to the end. Yeah, of course you know about the thing. Yeah, no, the color cycle will just override that. It just doesn't do anything at the end. So, oops, I forgot to make a note of what we were doing then. So that was that 15? Oh no, that was that one. Okay, yeah, I would say that's probably a difficulty 3 just because of the amount of stuff that's on it. Oh, this is 15. Warlock. What have I missed? What have I missed? Should ball wrap around when thrown off screen? No, no, it doesn't. I mean, we could make it do that, but at the moment it doesn't. I'll put a note actually in the bugs to check that, because if I can make it wrap around, it would be good. But it never was intended to wrap projectile. But it would help with shooting things off the other side of the screen. So I'll put a wrap projectile question mark. So uh, Oh no, that won't matter. It doesn't count those. It doesn't count those. I don't think it does anyway. I'd have to check that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't count those. I think the only reason it colors is because of the way. Um, if the platform is white, then it will copy the color will flood across it. Likewise, if the platform is red or cyan, it will flood across it. And if it's colorable, so that means the switch ends up being colored. But at the end, I don't think it counts as a colored platform. So um, I don't know though. Maybe it does. It would be a fun little kind of not Easter egg, but like a secret kind of tactic if that did work. But I'm not sure that it does. But I'm certainly not adverse to leaving it in if it does do that, because that's kind of a nice little additional. I know the game very well, so look what I can do, sort of thing. Okay, let's load this one in. So we're going to do about another half an hour on this, and then I'm going to take a short break, stretch my legs a little bit, and then we'll do some Mega 65. Because I need to carry on from where we were last time. Progress is a little bit slow at the moment on Mega 65, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so it looks like I did do a lot of changes on this, put flyers and all sorts in. One thing I'm noticing is there's not many of these teddy bears in, I think, because I kind of default to these two all the time. So I might need to kind of change a few things about that as well. Okay, yeah. Only since Foray arrived. What's only since Foray arrived? The player's nude. I don't know what you're on about. It's possible to have a web page or something with the current level layout so we don't make similar levels, or are they in the editor? I don't. The thing is I could do that, but the fact that the game has been leaked through GitHub, and the fact that this game is on GitHub, means that somebody could leak it with all the levels. I've stopped uploading to GitHub at the moment because I'm trying to keep the levels away from it. I mean, yes, somebody could go and recreate all these levels if they wanted to, but it would be a lot of effort to release a game. So yeah, trying to avoid a CSDB release before it's finished. So while the game is accessible to GitHub, it's only ever had a couple of levels in there. I don't want to list all the levels, or else it would be too easy. So don't worry about creating something that's similar. We can always tweak things here and there, and there's nothing wrong with levels that are similar. We can change colors and make them unique enough that they're not that similar in the end. And even if the layout's the same, an enemy different set of enemies changes things drastically. What I will say is remember to put bonuses in the levels. So I know a lot of zigzag levels didn't have bonuses in there. So I've had to go through and put them in. I mean, pretty much every level except maybe the first couple should have some kind of bonuses in there. And remember, bonuses are completely random. You just put the potion pot in, and then a random bonus comes out instead of an enemy. See, what is that about? That seems to happen now and again. So it's a weird flash bug that I need to figure out. Uh, Thought I was going to get down there in time, but I didn't. Damn, this level's got a lot on it. This is it, though. This is the end of it. In fact, it might always be that the switch ends on purple, because I'm pretty sure it's been purple every time so far. Okay. Oh, I did see what color the freaking background was then. Damn it. Purple. All right. Difficulty. I'm gonna give it 3 again in the middle. Is it that one we're on now? 8. No, 7. Damn it. Orange. Okay. This is definitely going to be a 3 again because of all the flyers in it. Well, depending on the layout of the level, but I think it's probably going to end up being a 3 here. You mind saying what your full-time job is? If not this, it must take up a lot of time. That's all. Yeah, I don't do this as a full-time job, but I do stream a lot. So my full-time job is a security engineer. So I do like app penetration testing on websites and applications. My full-time job used to be programmer, but it was never doing stuff like this. It was doing JavaScript and things. So, but I do all of this has been done on stream. I mean, this game was started almost 2 years ago now, I would say. I think, is that right? Yeah, almost 2 years ago. Yeah, a year and a half at least. Probably just a bit over a year and a half. But it's only ever been done on a Saturday, with the exception of like a handful of code, tiny bits of code here and there. I'd say 99% of this has been done on stream. So things like the level editor I did off stream and just provided that to people. Obviously, the levels have been made by viewers. So, oh, there's still that MSB bug on that side of the screen. Okay, let me just write that down because that's need to start listing these bugs because we're getting to the end of this now. So really, I need to spend a bit of time doing some bug fixing and fixing these levels up. So, and whilst pissed, yeah, oh yes, I mean I don't get as drunk as I used to, just because I'm struggling to deal with Sundays, and I think it's partly because I'm locked indoors all the time because of the pandemic. It's making it harder to deal with hangovers, but just because in general I don't feel too great on a daily basis anyway. But up until maybe halfway through last year, I was getting completely paralytic on every stream. I mean, I still get drunk. Don't get me wrong. It's I'm still still getting quite drunk, but I was definitely more productive in maybe the first 10, 15 streams. Um, as time's gone on, I've got less productive, I think. Um, but it depends. It depends on the game and how I feel at the time. I mean, it's productivity's kind of varied a lot. Sometimes I'll get a lot done on a stream. Sometimes I get nothing done on a stream, and the same goes with being drunk as well. Sometimes I get less drunk, and sometimes I get extremely drunk. Oh, what's that about? Okay, interesting. Okay. So that seems to be a switch screen shake bug because it looks like it's forcing a screen shake, and this is level 17. So I wonder if that's the same every time. The reason I say that is because the switch is down here. It could be to do with the switch being where it is, in which case I can fix it by moving it. Uh, yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think it's to do with the switch being on the bottom row. Yeah. So I think what I might be able to do is just move this platform up a little bit or something. But I just need to confirm that's what it is. Okay, in terms of difficulty, that level wasn't too bad. I give it a 2. It's another orange level like the last one though. So okay, that was 17. So now let's look at 18. Oh wait, that was that wasn't. No, that was 16. Surely. Oh man, I'm confused now. I'm confused. That should be 16. I don't know what I've skipped something here. Oh man. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's me just being stupid. Writing things down wrong in the book. That's all. Okay, so it's map 16. I need to look. I'm going to write bottom row in the corner there. Okay, right. So that's those ones. Now we're on to SP175 Candy Crushed. Okay, Wolf, yeah, not heard it. No, we heard it. I think we heard it on Thursday. I'm sure I heard it Thursday. This has also given me an idea of kind of what sort of score you could expect from playing through the entire game. Also, I honestly think even 30 levels is going to be enough for this game. It seems incredibly difficult to get all the way to the end. So, considering there's no continues either. So, but we can see kind of what extra lives you would need as well. So, um, like, well, not what you would need, but like based on what score we get at the end, where we can put the extra lives. I mean, looking at this, we're about, say we did 32 levels, we'd be just over halfway now, and we're on 150,000 points. So you could probably say you'd put the first life at 10,000, and then every 50,000 after that, or something. So 10,000, 50,000, then 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, and so on. So I might actually just go with 32 levels, which means we wouldn't need much more. So if people do, okay, there is definitely a bug with that. So spawning sprite flash bug, spawning enemy flash bug. Um, yeah, I mean, 32 levels doesn't sound like a lot, but when you actually look at how long it's taken me to do and how difficult it's going to be, I mean, trying to get through this on 4 lives is not going to be easy. I mean, even if we had extra lives, as I said, I would have had only 8 lives total up to this point. So to get this far on 8 lives wouldn't be that easy, I don't think. But we do need somebody decent to play it because obviously I'm not very good. And in 2-player mode as well, that's the whole point of this game, right? Is it's supposed to be 2 player, so it's not really about having a stupidly long game. Um, and obviously, the more memory we don't use, then the more memory we've got for other things as well. So a bit of polish around the game here and there, we can add in. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I'm going to make that a 2. That had a green background. Didn't see any bug other than the Earth sprite bug, but the map itself was fine. Okay, this one is kind of annoys me because of this middle section here. Um, so this was one SP sent, and we were talking about it on stream last week or the week before. It's because of the way these platforms are this thing is made. There isn't a matching one for this side. Um, so I either have to make that, which I really going to struggle to do without breaking other levels, or I have to redesign this section a little bit. So I am going to put this down for a rework. It's only going to be a minor rework though, but it is gonna need something, I think, just because it looks broken otherwise. Tiling issue. I'm just going to put. Um, I guess the other thing which I haven't done here as well is I should have made a note of which tile sets each levels were using and try and alternate between the tile sets. God damn it, so much to do on these. But I can do that at a later date. Don't need to do that now. We've got 9A and 9. I think it's that one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So this is what we see. Well, I don't know how that would be fixed there. So much to do in a simple little game, yeah. The trick is just getting it to feel the level progression to feel decent. You don't want it to feel too much too soon, and you want the variation to be enough that it's interesting to look at. This is a blue background. Okay, let's just play through and see what the rest of the levels like. So this is lots and lots of marshmallows. So this is going to be like a 4 probably. So this will be a much later on level, I think. Oh, I've got wine on my keyboard. No. Yeah, because this was the level where we were testing the where we did the marshmallow change to make it sometimes do small jumps, sometimes do big jumps, um, which I think was an SP suggestion as well, which is a nice suggestion. Actually, I think it works well. Um, oh shit! Oh, there's less than that on it though. I don't know how many I killed, but there wasn't that many, so I'm going to bet that a 3 again then. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but there wasn't that many enemies on that one. So that one definitely needs a rework. Okay, 19 is Gummy Sensi, another SP one. So this is the last of the SP ones, I think, for now. Yeah. So let's just take a look what it is first. Okay, so this is I like the layout of this one. Okay, there's a little bit of an issue here. I would actually say remove these. So I'm going to put this down for a small rework as well, just a tidy. Because I don't want any cases also here as well. This isn't filled in properly, so it just needs a small tidy up. That's all. Um, Nobody gets the PlayStation ones. I think it's quite funny. Or at least they normally don't. It's weird as well because I definitely played a lot of PlayStation games, but I just don't think they were as memorable as I think they churned so many out that they just kind of became a blurry mess of games, really. Um, with the exception maybe Gran Turismo and Tekken. I think everything else and Crash Bandicoot. Oh, and Tomb Raider as well. Actually, there is quite a few that are memorable. It's just there's a lot that aren't very memorable. Command and Conquer, Duke Nukem, yeah. God damn it, yeah. All right, there's quite a few. Okay, I'm going to make that, so it's grey. I'm going to make that a 3 as well. I think it was... definitely need to look at the level formats as well. Okay, so this is purple, this is decor, so remember this is the Rotterdam thing. Yeah, Rotterdam here. So 2 more levels. I'm going to do these 2 levels, then I'm going to take a short break after that. Well, actually, it's 1:45, so if I've still got a bit of time, I might just go through and tidy up some of the levels that we said you needed to tidy up in my to-do list. And then I think, yeah, on the next stream, I'm going to do bug fixes and stuff. I think we will go with 32 levels. I think 32 is fine. I mean, we could do 30, but I'd rather use a power of 2. I don't know why. For me, it seems normal. And 32 is a fairly regular number in normal life anyway. I mean, you buy boxes of things in 32s, don't you? So it's not an unusual number. I did the same with Luma. Luma was 128 levels because it was a nice power of 2. So yeah, just a reminder for anybody who joined after the beginning, the competition for March is up. It's on the Discord. It's open to everybody. You need to be able to code in C64 ASM, but it shouldn't be too complicated. I mean, it's relatively simple stuff. You don't need to know the ins and outs of Commodore memory in order to to complete the challenge. Having a knowledge of optimization will help, but obviously, you don't need to know the ins and outs of zero page or kernel or anything to make the most of this challenge. It's just a straightforward, can you come up with an algorithm to do this in as efficient way as possible? I'm going to make that a 2. And we've seen this last one as well, so I'm going to leave that one there. So actually that's already at the end. So there is only one more to do, which is this trees level, and then I'll start looking at the reworks as well. So this is green. So what I may end up doing is taking some of the levels that are kind of in terms of enemy terms of the order of enemies or the types of enemies that spawn. I might take those levels that are kind of more complicated, more kind of mixed up and less memorable, and rework them to fit a pattern a little bit better. So I'll come up with a pattern for the level structure. Like level 1 should just have one enemy type on a small amount of one enemy type. It should be an easy enemy type. So the color balls, for instance. Then level 2 can be a slightly more complex version of that level, maybe with some jelly beans in or something. And so on and so on. And then every kind of 4 levels or so, there'll be an introduction to a new enemy type. And at that point, I can insert one of these levels with an introductory kind of step in it, if you like. Thanks for the follow, AdX. Appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Oh, God damn, those flying saucers are a nightmare. You managed to get Kick working with Microsoft Code. Yeah, I have had it working with Code, but the thing is my setup in Sublime, I've just got so used to everything in it when it comes to Kick Assembler that if it doesn't feel the same, it doesn't feel right to me. So I've just stuck with that. I would rather use Studio Code. I use Studio Code. Um, well, I used to use it for work. I don't really do code very much anymore. But even if I do write a bit of code, I'll use Studio Code to do it. And I use it for doing like all the tooling and stuff I write in Visual Studio Code, and also the Z8 stuff I use Visual Studio Code for as well. So um, I just I got used to using the Kick Assembler plugin for Sublime, and I don't get on with the Visual Studio Code Kick Assembler plugin. I don't think it's as good. I mean, it might have improved. I've tried it a few times over the past few months, and it was getting slightly better every time, but it's still not quite there. They favored ease of use, I think, over the flexibility. And so you've got all these nice panels that you can fill in, but it means it's a bit more difficult to do more bespoke stuff. And that for me is just a kind of it's a non-starter for me. Okay, I've got 10 minutes and then I'll take a break. So let's go through some of the levels that I said need to rework while I drink a little bit of wine and open another cider. Ugh. Okay, so let's put all the levels back in, and well, actually, let's just put the levels we need to work on. So that one's fine. This is the next level we need to work on. So this is the cement factory one that Hayes submitted. I can't remember what the exact problem with this was, but let's go and have a look. What did I write? I didn't write anything next to this one. Great. Just says rework. So let's load it up. Let's take a look at what needs doing to it, and let's try doing it in the editor. I felt really bad yesterday, but it was my own fault. I bought some. So I like making my own chicken wings and doing hot sauce and stuff, and I've been watching the hot ones recently. So I'd been tempted to try some kind of more exotic sauces rather than just get Scotch bonnet hot chili sauce from the supermarket. Um, and I'm one of these people that always like will get the hot chicken from Nando's. The hot is like the extra Vusa hot or whatever it is from Nando's, and it's just not hot enough. So yesterday, I tried. Well, I'd already had it for a while. I'd had it for about 2 weeks. I ordered this hot sauce called the Evil One hot sauce from a company, a UK company. I forget the name of the company. I think it's Grim Reaper or something. But it's a really nice hot sauce. Very hot. I mean, it's made with ghost pepper chilies. It's probably about, in terms of Scoville rate, it's probably about 4 or 5 times as hot as the hottest Nando, the Vusa extra hot from Nando's. It is quite hot. But normally what I do is I'll make some chicken wings, and I'll toss it in the hot sauce, and then just put them back in the oven for about 2 minutes just to dry it onto the thing, so they're not completely dripping with sauce all over my fingers. Oh yeah, this isn't like 6 minutes. I think it's about 50,000 Scoville or something like that. It's hot. I mean, 50,000 is hot, right? I mean, I can eat hotter than that, but 50,000 is about right if I'm going to eat a big old plate of it. So I've been putting it on the wings, and it'd been absolutely fine. It had not been bothering me. And yesterday I had a burger, and I wanted to put some hot sauce on it, so I just dumped out a whole blob of hot sauce. It must have been about I don't know, 2 or 3 teaspoons of this hot sauce onto a burger. Oh my god, my mouth was on fire, and I was in so much pain yesterday, going to the toilet all the time. It was just not good, but it's delicious. One of the nicest hot sauces I've ever tasted as well. Really good. Um, the thing is, with a lot of the really hot sauces, they don't really have a good taste, and they're kind of quite bitter, or they don't quite do the trick. But this is so nice. This hot sauce, it's ghost pepper chilies. I think it might have nagas in it as well. Actually, in fact, let me link you to it. I definitely recommend it. It's very, very nice though. If you want a nice tasty hot sauce, definitely recommend it. Yeah, Grim Reaper Foods. That's it. Oh, that's not the one actually, or is it? Maybe it is the one. Uh, oh, maybe it is that one. Yeah, Scotch bonnet and ghost chilies. That's it. Um, oh, actually, it says here it's got Naga chilies in it, but then the other one says it's got goaters, but it also has capsicum. It has chili extract in it as well. So it's really hot when you eat it. But it's very, very tasty. It's really good citrusy flavor to it. I definitely recommend it. I got one called uh actually I can't remember what it was called, but it just didn't taste great at all. I mean, it was quite hot, but it was like a really horrible vinegary taste to it. It was not nice. And the other one I really like is a Mexican one. I forget the name of it. It's a little tiny little bottle, and it's a green chili sauce, and it's beautiful. It's not that hot, but it's a really, really tasty sauce. Just taste of green chilies. It's really good. Um, yeah, I do like a habanero. I will eat a raw habanero because they're that tasty. I mean, it burns like hell, but I will eat one. And the other one I've got as well is a ghost pepper and blueberry sauce, which is nice because it tastes of blueberries, but it's hot. Sounds like a creature's thing. Yeah, green. Well, the green chili sauce is nice. I mean, it is quite spicy though because it's a chili mash. So they've just taken green chilies and just mashed it into green mush, basically. Okay, let's take a look at this level. See what we need to do. Okay. Okay. I think this needs reworking to be a start level. I think would probably be the sensible thing here. Uh, but what would it need in order to do that? Let's take a look at the level in here. I'm gonna go for a break in a minute. In fact, I'll just go for a break. We'll do this next time. I think we've done enough with this tonight. I've got a list of things to do. I've got a list of the 22 levels. I think we will go for 32 levels. So let's just have a quick look at memory wise. So at the moment we're using not that much actually. So we're using 8K for the levels, just over 8K for the levels. So in terms of pages, that's 34 pages of memory we're using, which is really isn't bad at all. We've still got maybe 29 pages left, so that will count for. We'll probably need another 10 pages to do the other levels. A bit less than 10, maybe 8, and then the rest can be used for a completion and stuff. So. Uh, Mega Death Sauce. Yeah, I've seen that Mega Death Sauce, but it's one of those sauces I suspect is not very tasty. That it's just a hot sauce. Uh, but I would like to try it. There's a couple actually on the Hot Ones show that I want to try. Like I really want to try the Last Dab one he does, because even though it's like 2 million Scoville, um, I know from what people have said, like people who go on the show and people who've ordered this and in forums and things like that have said all of the Hot Ones' own brand sauces are really, really good. So I'd really like to try the Last Dab, because even though it's 2 million, it's Carolina Reaper 2 million Scovilles. I bet it's really tasty. Last Dab tastes great. Yeah, I imagine it does. I bet it's really, really good, because they seem to really care about how their sauces taste. So I kind of want to get some of that. That and the uh there's one in the middle. I forget what it's called, but it's another Hot Ones one. I think it's one of the Chipotle ones. It's not very hot, but I think it's Chipotle and habanero. So it's somewhere in the middle of heat. But I think it's one of theirs, and it sounds like it would be quite tasty. Okay, right. Let's give it a rest there. Then I'm gonna take a quick break. When I come back, we'll do Mega 65. And we'll just plod on with that. I don't know where I'm at with that. I think from what I remember, I was halfway through the animation stuff, so we'll just continue on from there. All right, I'll be back in 5 minutes, guy. Let me set the races up. Right, there we go. All right, back in 5.